Hi there, Sandra here from createinspain. Today I wanted to show you how to do some basic rectifying mistakes, trying to salvage a card which otherwise you'd probably end up putting in the bin. So I've got this card design here which should be clean and simple, but it is anything but. I mean, I don't mind distress in some things, but this looks like it's been traumatized. It's not clean and simple, it's looking a complete and utter wreck. Can I salvage it? This is the question. First things first, I'm going to take a piece of copy paper and I folded it in half. I'm going to put the back of my card inside the copy paper. This means that no matter what I do to the front, at least I'm not going to do anything that I don't want to do to the back at the same time, because believe me, that's probably what would happen if I didn't take that precaution. So the other thing I want to do is protect this piece. I know it doesn't look like it wants protecting at the moment, but it does. Now, one of the problems I have is I got a little bit of glue here, and even though you can attempt to get rid of it with an eraser, sometimes you can't. So I'm going to put this piece back in here. Never throw away your cutouts until you finish with the design. I've decided much better not to. Now I've tried to match up more or less the colour of the pink inside with a watercolour pen that I've got. So I'm going to scribble with my watercolour pen, get a reasonable amount of colour there. This is so much quicker than doing it with a lot of things. Get some water and then you want to mix it up and splatter. Now you can do this with a silver ink or something as well, because that always looks pretty. But today I'm just going to use a little bit of paint from the watercolour pen, because some people have only got a few watercolour pens or something. They don't have the rest. Some random splashes. And I'm using this silicone thing that I've got simply because I don't have to do any cleanup afterwards. But you can see that it would hide, for the most part at least, any little errors that you might have. You can take a piece of kitchen paper, wipe that off, and you can blot it. That will sometimes spread the colour out a bit more and make it look even more random. I'm just going to mop that up as well while I'm at it. And there we go. I've got a random splatter pattern on there. So the next thing I want to do is to try and sort this out. And what I have got here are some tiny little pearls. And so if I put these along here, I can cover up quite a lot of my very badly foiled image. Don't have to do all of it, but I think if you're going to have pearls on a cake, you probably want to have a solid line. That one, for some strange reason, is not behaving itself, because I'm going to take that one away. And I'm going to have to put a replacement in there. Okay, so just one down. Hold in place, there we are, replacement done. And I can turn my card around. I can do that little area there. I can put some on here. Well, it sort of looks like you've got the sort of like the seed pearl little things on the cake. I can never remember what they're called. Little pearl things. There we go. So that's looking a bit better. And then we have a sentiment, and be sensible, put it over the ugly bit. And we can put it in there. Now I've put it onto foam pads. I want a little bit of extra dimension. It looks like it's more intentionally placed, I think, when you put it on foam. So going to put it just there. And there we have a slightly better card. Now this has, with this particular card, it's kind of bubbled up, so it's given it more texture. Some cards do that and some cards don't. You can also use alcohol inks to do the same kind of thing, but I just chose to do it with watercolour because, as I said, not everyone has got everything that I might have in my stash. So there we go, just about rectified, I think. It's not absolutely wonderful, but it's definitely better than it was. And depending on what mistakes you end up with, all those techniques can be used. Now, one thing I did with this one, which I did rectify and I forgot to mention, was when I cut out this big cutout here, I didn't put glue or tape or anything all around the cutout. And I should have, because it kind of lifted. But I was able to fix that by having a very, very fine tip glue. And I just wiggled it under the edges and then I was able to stick it down. So there are lots of mistakes that you can make which can be solved. There are plenty that can't, but some of them you might be able to put right even when you've made them. Okay, that is it. Hope you've enjoyed that quick video. I'll see you again soon. Take care now.